Hello, I am asking the PPT of first slide, Indian Constitution. Is it visible to you or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Visible.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Visible.
Okay. We will start. Hello, good morning, friends. Today we will start the lecture on Indian Constitution. This is new subject, the Indian Constitution, which is incorporated in third year engineering in all engineering institutions. This is instructed by AICTE to make compulsion of this subject as a audit course or a credit course. Just I am asking you about, after watching the syllabus of TYB Tech, what is your opinion about this subject? Please unmute yourself. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I am asking you about, after watching this Indian Constitution subject in our syllabus, TYB Tech syllabus, what is your first opinion about this? Hello. Okay. I post one polls in that you can post your vote. Then I can consider what is your opinion about this subject. Okay. The new subject is Indian Constitution. Today we will see what is this subject, what is the course outcomes of this outcomes of this course, syllabus and evaluation policy for this semester, for this course. These are the course outcomes. The first course outcome is create awareness about law, depiction and importance of constitution. Then the second course outcome is define fundamental rights and fundamental duties of the Indian citizen to install morality, social values, honesty, dignity of life, and their social responsibilities. The second CO is related with the fundamental rights and fundamental duties, and also social responsibilities of the human being who are living in the India country. Then the third course outcome is create awareness of their surroundings, society, social problem, and their suitable solutions while keeping rights and duties of the citizen keeping in mind. This third CO is related with the rights of the citizen who are living in the India country, then social problems which they are facing and what are the solutions the constitution gives them. Then the fourth CO is recognize distribution of powers and functions of local self-government. This fourth CO is related with government, state government and central government, or we can say union. And the fifth CO is comprehend the national emergency, financial emergency, and their impact on economy of the country. It means whenever the important situation is occurs in a country, at that time which steps state or central government has to be taken. Like this, now the due to coronavirus situation, from the last 4 to 5 months, the whole country is locked. At that time, which steps need to which steps need to taken by state government and the central government? These are the policies are given in the constitutions. Then we go for the next syllabus of this course. Syllabus. This course covers total 6 chapters. First chapter is Constitution, Structure and Principles. In this first chapter, we are learning the meaning and importance of Constitution. Then, which are the sources from these Indian constitutions are made. Then the salient features of the Indian Constitution. Salient features, we can say it is a significance of the Indian Constitution. Then the second chapter is Fundamental Rights and Directive Principles. In this chapter, we will learn what are the fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and directive principles are governed by the Constitution of India to the citizens of country. Then the third chapter is Government of the Union. In this third chapter, we are learning what are the capabilities, rights, and duties of the Union. In the first person of the country is President. So we will learn what are the election, how to how is the election process, and what are the powers which are governed to the President of India by the Indian Constitution. Then the second person is Prime Minister. Then the Council of Ministers. Then Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and composition of powers of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Then fourth chapter is Government of the State. The first person of the state is the governor. So first we will see the powers of governors, how he can be elected. Then the second person is Chief Minister. Then third, Legislative Assembly and Legislative Councils, and how it can be composed, and what are the powers of the Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council. Then the fifth chapter is the Judiciary. This fifth chapter is related with judicial activities. So Supreme Court and High Court, what are its structure and how it's work. Then the sixth chapter is Administrative Organization and Constitution. In this chapter, we will learn federalism in India, how this India is federal government. Then its features, and at the last we will see local governments, Panchayat, Gram Panchayat, municipal corporations, and the amendments which are given from 73rd and 74th amendments. How is the Panchayat composed and what are its powers? And at the last, election commissions, how it works and how we will take election of different representatives from the union and representatives from the states. These are all related with syllabus. Now we will see what are the textbook and references need to study this subject. this course. This book, one book, Durga Das Basu, Introduction to the Constitution of India, by LexisNexis, 24th edition of 2019. This is a very good book. You can refer this book, or you can refer online content from below two URLs. The first reference is Indian government website, and the second website is from legislative government website. On this website, the Indian Constitution and the related amendments and the related articles are incorporated. Okay, we will go to the next, the evaluation scheme. The evaluation scheme, as you know, our course is audit course and it has only in semester exam. So our in semester marks is 100% marks out of 100. So I divided these marks as a in semester evaluation as a 50 marks and the class test for the remaining 50 marks. This in semester evaluation first 10 marks is allocated for your attendance and participation by submitting quiz at the end of every lecture, and this is for the 10 marks. Then the second part of the in semester evaluation is Moodle discussion forum. I will create 5 different discussion forums. You will have to give your suggestions, give your answers to that discussion forums or your chat in a MS Team. This discussion forum is for 5 marks. Then the third criteria is Moodle quiz. This Moodle quiz is for 10 marks. At the end of the every week, I will take quiz in Moodle. I hope in the 10 week, we will take total 10 quizzes and the average marks of all that quiz will be allotted to you and all these marks will be considered out of 10. And the fourth evaluation criteria is case studies, and this case studies is based on innovative practices in which I will assign 5 case studies out of these 6. You have right to choose any 5 out of these 6. I will circulate one sheet or I can create one Google form and asking you to give your preferences out of these 6 to any 5. Then the remaining 50 mark is allocated for unit test 1 and unit test 2. As you know, our first unit test is for 25 marks and the second unit test is for 25 marks. Okay, I hope you got how is this course and what is this evaluation scheme. Now I will take 2 minutes break. You need to submit polls which I created and that is available in your chat box. If it is not visible, I will show you where is that chat. See here, when you coming into the team, my desktop screen is visible to you all. Give me reply so I can proceed further. Okay, thank you. See here, in here Teams app, here I already posted two polls. One is related to our Indian Constitution subject, which first question I asked at the start of the lecture. Why to need study Indian Constitution for engineering student? I am asking you to cast your votes. I hope all of you are getting where is this option poly. From this poly option, you need to submit your votes. Till now, I am received only two votes, and these two students are giving me option as a Indian. Everyone need to study Indian Constitution. If your opinion is different other than this, you need to submit your vote. I will give you 2 minutes for submitting your vote. See here, dear students, this is poll. What is your pre-understanding about Indian Constitution subject incorporated in your curriculum? Here you need to click here, select on option. Here total 4 options are there. You need to select one option out of these 4 as per your opinion. Okay, now 6 votes I received. I want minimum 50% votes. Now count goes on increasing. 11 votes, 12. Thirteen. Okay, 15. Now 16, 17. 18. I asked two students who are joining this meeting on a mobile, kindly give reply. Is these options are available on mobile?
No, sir. It says that you do not have permission to the that poly.
Okay, it means these polls or quizzes are available only on laptop. Okay, we will go further. From this poll, I received 94% votes. The students are saying that as an Indian, everyone need to study Indian Constitution, and 5% people are saying that take it as a just subject like others and maintain passing criteria. Okay, thank you. We will go again for the subject. Is the PPTs visible to you?
Yes, sir.
I request to all students, just give your reply so I can continue. Okay, and proceed further for the next lecture. Okay. Already you know what is this Indian Constitution. On a 26th January every year we celebrated Republic Day. On a 26th January 1950, this Indian Constitution is enforced into our country. And what is this Constitution? What it gives us? This Constitution gives us the fundamental rights, how to live in a India, what are my duties, what are my rights, these and directive principles, all these kinds of principles and the duties are given to every citizens. So every year we celebrated this 26th January as a Republic Day. The Republic Day means Prajasattak. Prajasattak means Prajechi Satta. From the 26th January, we all citizens of Indian country, we are Republican. But now, what this constitution gives us and what this constitution consists of, this today we will see only two parts: the meaning of constitution and the types of constitution. Now we will start. What is this constitution? Why to study Indian Constitution? Consider these are the group of people, or we can say citizen of India country. What are their first preference? They want food, and it is a responsibility of country to give everyone food, cloth, home, or we can say shelter, and fourth, education. These all four points is the need of every Indian or the every person. So we call this as a primary need. Who gave me this primary need? The India, the which country is Republic country, they are self responsible to give a primary needs of every citizen. Then the secondary need of every citizen is the security from other countries, and the safety of everyone's everyone's sex and other culture. If we consider the citizen of India, what they want and what they live in country, or consider they are equal as a all members, common person and some higher authorities. As per our India's constitution, we one person from ours, we represent this as a prime minister for the union and chief minister as a for the state government. what he will do, he will work with one group or the number of groups and decides some rules, rights, directives, principle, and the duties of citizen of his state or citizen of his union. And all these rules, principles, duties, and rights, powers, all they has to be equal to all citizen. And who gives the all rules, principles, powers, and its limitations? It gives us by our constitution. In India, we used federal constitution. The federal constitution means some rules created by union and some rules created by state. Consider when India is a country and how this country works. Citizen of India how they governs government. The government has give us some powers, some fundamental rights, human rights, we can say, and the limitations on the powers and rights to the every citizen. So no one can disuse of the rights and powers. So justice will be given to all. The next is, what are the organs of government? As per our constitution, the three major organs of our government, the first is legislative, the second is judicial, and the third is executive. The first, legislative, is who makes law in our union or in our state. Whatever the law they makes, all that laws are verified in judicial. If it is a correct, then they say okay. If it is a not correct, considering all citizens, then they cancel this. If it is a correct, then it goes to the executive, and executive organs enforce that law in our country or in our state. How this central government structure is this? See here in this image, the first is legislative structure. This legislative means parliament. The parliament consists of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and President of India. Then the second is executive. Sorry, I made a mistake in first. The legislative is consist of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Then the second is executive. The executive consists of Prime Minister and the majority of the opinion from the Prime Minister office, from the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and President. This is the executive. And the third is judiciary, and the judiciary is consist of High Court, Supreme Court, and the Session Courts. Now my question is that, considering this legislative, executive, and judicial, already we received notification in last week about educational policy. Can you think that this educational policy is created by or the prepared by only one person as a Narendra Modi? Hello?
No, sir.
Just we will take 2 minutes and we will discuss on that new educational policy. Is this policy is created or prepared by only one person,
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Then how many factors considering to decide that policy, and which are that factors? As per your knowledge, I'm not getting you. Who are you? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Ha.
Hello.
Ha ha.
Uh, Sir, I think this new educational policy is made to overcome the current problems which is faced by the education systems, and which is made by secretaries in PMO's office in central government, which are mainly IS officers, then educational ministers, and other institutes, universities, and their professors, to overcome the problems currently faced by current education system in India, and which is problematic for the students as well as teachers. We saw that in current COVID-19 situation, we are facing many problems while delivering the education, and the many students are not able to take education and continue their studies.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Anyone? Anyone other who want to share his views? Hello. Is Anand Kumar Sai is here in meeting in our meeting? Anand Kumar Saha.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Are you getting my question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I got you,
I will repeat. In last week in India, every one of us are heard regarding new educational policy. Are you heard about this?
No, sir. I didn't got the news about that.
Okay. Now tell me, what is educational policy in your country? Is it same as India?
Almost same, sir.
Okay. Now I want your opinion regarding this. If I want to change, then can it be dependent on only citizens? Hello? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Anand Kumar sir. Any other person from our meeting? Any other attendees?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, this current policy, new education policy, is very good, and there are a lot of creation created by the government of India. But my concern is that when this policy was appointed in the when the Rajiv Gandhi was prime minister, but this policy is lacking due to fund, and also this policy is say that it will be implemented in between 2030 and 40. It means that more than 1000 up and later, and also there is concern regarding fund. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. I hope you are Datta Sangre.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whatever the pros and cons related to new education policy, my question, I'll repeat. is that policy created by only one person, or is that policy heading by only citizens of our country? Hello? Hello? अरे कुठे गेलेत
Hello,
सगळे?
sir. Hello, sir.
Hello?
I think there are two kinds of policies. For example, government policy and public policy. It is the question regarding the educational policy. It is come within public policy, and it is the process by which governments translate their political vision into programs and action and outcomes. The real world is constantly changing, and now the situation we are facing as COVID-19 situation, it is the public policy made considering the public situation in which public are facing situation in COVID-19, which is kind of we are discussing about the internet connections problem. Now many of Indians don't have mobile phones and internet, and like that many of problems. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. I am asking this question because, as now I am saying, as our country is republic country, as a republic country, every government, or the in case of this new educational policy, the MHRD means Ministry of Human Resource Development, who receives different opinions from different states, from different universities regarding new policies which need to be taken, and all that opinions considered and drafted one law by Ramesh Nishank and Prakash Javadekar, who is the in charge of Ministry of MHRD, or we can say MHRD, Minister of Human Resource Development. They proceed their opinion, means they is from the MHRD. MHRD proceeds their opinion into the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, minimum 15% votes are required to enforce or to consider that law is correct, that new policy is correct. From these laws or these policies go into the Supreme Court. In Supreme Court again it is approved, and from the approval of the Supreme Court it is enforced in our country, and this enforcement process is governed by two people. One is President of India and the second is Chief Minister of India. Are you getting? Hello? I appeal to all students, please reply so I can know my voice is audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, because
Yes, sir.
if my voice is not audible to you, I can go proceed, and I didn't get my voice is audible to you or not. Okay, so whenever I'm asking you, just give reply. Okay, now we will go to the different types of systems or the different types of constitutions. The first type is monarchical constitution and republican constitution. The monarchical constitution is that the people who is living, or the citizen of the country, who are headed by one king. Then after the death of the first king, his son will headed to that citizen. After the second king, then his again next son is again headed to that people. And this is the type of system is monarchical, which was earlier in our country Rajashahi. We called that as a Rajashahi. ओके, वन एक राजा असतो, त्याच्यानंतर त्याचा परत मुलगा, त्याच्यानंतर त्याचा परत मुलगा, कंटिन्युअस त्या लोकांवर राज्य करतात. But they didn't consider all that citizens are happy or not. And the second system is republic system. This republic system is that from the citizen of India or the citizen of the country, they send their opinion to one representative. Here representative we called as a one MHR, one ministry. As per the consideration of new education policy, what are the opinions sent to the MHRD? That opinions received by MHRD that are proceed to the judicial and approved in executive assembly. Okay, and what are the opinion of every people or the consideration of all citizens of country that are govern the system of our country. System means services like banking services, educational services, army services, or any security forces. All that controlled by citizen and the representative from who is elected from the citizen. In our country, we call that person as a prime minister. The second type of system is democratic and non-democratic. Democratic means Lokshahi. The citizen of country who elected by election one representative. In last year, we elected as a prime minister as a Narendra Modi from country India by election. And the another type of system is democratic system. Already I hope, who is this person? The below to the image of non-democratic.
Kim Jong.
Kim Jong, right. I hope already you know this person, Kim Jong, is from which country? Now tell me, this Kim Jong is from which country?
North Korea.
From
North Korea.
Okay. And what are the features or what? How is that country, North Korea? Is that all citizens of that country are happy? Are they employable? Sorry, I'm not getting your voice.
No,
Hello, huh?
no, sir.
Okay. This North Korea country, in this country, the non-democratic system is there, and who is headed by this Kim Jong. And due to this non-democratic, the people from the non-Korea are didn't employable, and the country is poorest country from the world. And because of that system, non-democratic, our Indian country, our India is democratic country. We enforced democratic system in our constitution. Then the two types, federal government and unitary government. The federal government means the government headed by state as well as by union. It means some laws are created at a state level, some laws are created at the union level, and all is applicable to peoples of country, peoples of union. But in unitary government system, only union is there is not any states. What are the laws, rules rights or the principles or the limitations created by the union or the central government, all are restricted to all people from all area. Our India is chosen federal government system, so some laws are created at state level, some laws are created at central level. So no one will be unjustified from any rules, rights, or any principles, directives, principles. Then we're using flexible constitution. Here total two different types of constitutions are there. One is rigid constitution and the second is flexible constitution. The rigid constitution is enforced in USA and the flexible constitution is enforced in Britain, or we can say England. What are the features of rigid constitution and the flexible constitutions? See here, the rigid constitution, which is not easy to amended means corrected. If we want to change any laws from the constitution, then it is very difficult to change. Then rigid constitution requires lot of procedure to make change in our country or in that country. Also, legislative do not have full authority to amend all that laws, and this type of constitution or system chosen by USA, United States of America, and the British had chosen flexible constitution, flexible system. In this flexible system, any laws we can change or correct in the constitution. It is not very too much difficult procedure to make it enforced in our country. Also, legislative assembly has some authority and also some executive authority to amend any laws. And the last, it can be amended by using simple majority. By using, if we want to make any changes in law, then we want only 51% votes from the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. If you want to make that law in a state, then we want 51% votes from Vidhan Parishad and Vidhan Sabha. Okay. Then the types of constitution, the last point from this lecture is written constitution and unwritten constitution. Our India has written constitution. What are the features of written and unwritten constitutions are? See here, the written constitution has one single book in which you can find many laws which are related to all type of citizens of our India, of our country. And the unwritten constitution means that laws enforced in that country by legal process or by judiciary process. It means from today's one case from the judiciary, they depicts any one law that will be added in that constitution, but it is not written. It is written, it is a book, but it is not fundamental. Means anyone can change this from judicial reports. Okay. I hope you got this meaning of constitution and types of constitution based on today's lecture and the general knowledge of constitution. I made one quiz and sent to you. Today we'll stop here. I will tell you where is the quiz and how you are going to solve that quiz. See here in the assignment tab, is screen is visible to you?
No, sir.
Okay. Now it is visible.
No.
Visible, sir.
Now it is okay.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Here in a MS Team, on the left side, the first tab is activity, second is chat, third is team, and fourth is assignment. Here you need to click here on assignment tab. As our class is Auto TY 2021, click on next. Here you will find quiz, or the one is first point is draft, second is assign, and in assign I created one quiz and need your responses. I hope Savan Abhijit has viewed that quiz. Likewise, you all need to rate your answers. This quiz is required considering your evaluation, in semester evaluation. And this quiz is available up to 3 p.m. today. The question is not difficult, that are simple, and the general questions considering Indian Constitution's basic knowledge. You all need to submit your responses till 3 p.m. today. Okay, and another point is, another one poll is I sent here. That poll is regarding today's lecture, this Indian Constitution lecture. You need to rate your responses for that lecture also, means for up to the next lecture you have to submit this poll and that quiz. I'm going to watch whatever your responses regarding this lecture and that quiz. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, then ask me within 2 to 3 minutes. हॅलो, अरे तुम्ही बोलला तर मला समजेल तुमचा प्रॉब्लेम.
Hello, sir.
हा,
Said that Narendra Modi is elected by the people.
ओके.
I think that PM is elected by the MPs, member of parliament, Khasdar, and MPs are elected by the people. Means PM Modi is indirectly elected by people and directly elected by the MPs.
हा, हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then what is your question?
सर क्वेश्चन असा नाही, पण नरेंद्र म्हणजे पीएम ची जी निवडणूक असते ती खासदार डायरेक्ट पीएम ला आपल्यातून म्हणजे खासदार जे असतात ते ठरवतात कोणाला पीएम करायचं.
हो 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 हो, मला फक्त काय सांगायचंय, आपण आपल्याच लोकातून ज्यावेळेस नरेंद्र मोदी राज्यसभेसाठी उभे राहतात त्यावेळेस ते आपल्याच लोकातून निवडून येतात ना.
हो,
बरोबर आहे की नाही? म्हणजे ते आपल्या लोकांमधूनच कोणतरी आपण रिप्रेझेंट ठरवतोय. ज्या वेळेला आपण माझ्या राज्यसभा मतदारसंघातून मी माझ्या एका व्यक्तीने निवडून दिलं, तेच पंतप्रधानांना निवडून देणार आहेत.
हा पण
बरोबर?
ते निवडताना सर
लोकसभा,
डायरेक्ट आपण
लोकसभा.
पंतप्रधान
सर
निवडताना आपण त्यांना
राज्यसभेची
आणि नंतर एमपीच्या मेजॉरिटीवर ते पंतप्रधान होतात.
हो 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 हो, बरोबर आहे, बरोबर आहे, बरोबर आहे. हे आपण घेणार आहे. ही प्रोसेस काय आहे, त्यांचे राईट्स काय आहेत, त्यांचे लिमिटेशन्स काय आहेत, पीएमचे, राज्यसभेचे, लोकसभेचे, हे आपण तिसऱ्याच चॅप्टर मध्ये घेणारच आहे. फक्त मी जनरली फक्त तुम्हाला आता कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कशा प्रकारे वर्क होतं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आपल्याला काय देतंय याच्या संदर्भात फक्त आपल्यातूनच एक माणूस असतो. पीएम म्हणजे कोण आहेत? एक इंडियाचा सिटीजनच आहेत ना.
हो हो सर.
हा, ह्या अनुषंगाने मी तुम्हाला तिथं आपल्यातलेच एक रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह आहेत असा अर्थ सांगितला मी फक्त तुम्हाला. ओके, बरं. आणखी काय क्वेश्चन्स? स्टॉप करूया लेक्चर? हॅलो,
येस सर.
okay, I will take your attendance. In this MS Team app, your attendance is automatically generated, so do not get log in and log out frequently. If you are not available when I am taking attendance, then your attendance will not be considered as a present. Okay, then I want to share 2 to 3 points regarding this MS Team app. Yesterday I received one message from one student. Some of the members from your class, they are going to unmute frequently. This is the one question. Whenever the lecture is started, if the faculty or the teacher ask you to give reply, then and then you make your mic unmute. Otherwise, you make your mic in a mute condition. This is the first point. Then second point is, I considered your problem in the last day, yesterday or on a Saturday. You didn't know how to start lecture, how to capture that screen or the recording. Don't worry, all faculties are give you recording of that lecture, and that recording is available in Stream, Microsoft Stream, STREAM. Okay, if it is not visible to you, ask me. I ask all faculties to give that link on Moodle. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but don't try to change recording, captions or anything. Okay?
सर
हा,
तर ते पोल तुम्ही टाकलेलं मोबाईल वर ते ओपन होत नाही.
हा, ते बरं होतं. एक सांगायचं होतं, अरे मी तुम्हाला मला वाटतं एक मीटिंग मध्ये सांगितलं होतं स्टार्टला. आपण एक 2-3 आठवड्यापूर्वी मीटिंग घेतली होती की तुम्ही मोबाईलहून लॉग इन करा, सॉरी मोबाईल म्हणतो लॅपटॉपहून लॉग इन करा, जेणेकरून तुमचे पोल्स, क्विज वगैरे त्यावेळेस सबमिट होईल. कारण की आता हा पोल आहे, हा पण मार्क्ससाठी मी घेतलेला आहे आजचा. पण समजा नेक्स्ट वीक मध्ये किंवा इतर अदर फॅकल्टीने जर तुम्हाला पोल घेतला आणि त्याचं जर मार्क्स कन्सिडरेशन करणार असतील, तर ते तुमचं सबमिट होणार आहे. तर शक्यतो प्रयत्न करा लॅपटॉप किंवा डेस्कटॉप तुमच्याजवळ असण्याचा. मोबाईलवर ते सगळं अवेलेबल होत नाही, मी तुम्हाला बोललो पण होतो. ओके, हॅलो.
ओके सर.
लॅपटॉपवर पण एकदा दाखवणार कुठे बोलतो.
मी आणखी एक परत सांगतो तुम्हाला, आता मी दाखवत नाही डायरेक्टली. तुमच्या इथं सगळ्यांच्या लॅपटॉपवर राईट साईडला काही टॅब्स दिसत आहेत. ऍक्टिव्हिटी, चॅट, टीम्स, असाइनमेंट, कॅलेंडर, कॉल्स अँड फाईल्स. बरोबर? हा, तर त्याच्यात तुम्हाला टीम्स मध्ये जायचंय. टीम्स मध्ये ज्या सब्जेक्टचा पोल असेल, आता पोल हा माझ्या सब्जेक्टचा आहे, त्यामुळे मी तो पोल केलाय माझ्या कोर्समध्ये. आता माझ्या कोर्सचा नंबर तुम्हाला माहित झाला असेल, SH301. हे कुठं आहे तर टीम ऑटो TY टीम मध्ये आहे, बरोबर? हॅलो.
हो सर.
हा, तर ऑटो TYच्या तुम्ही टीम मध्ये आल्यानंतर जो चॅनल आहे SH301, त्याच्यावर जर तुम्ही क्लिक केलं तर तुम्हाला तिथं जे काही ऍक्टिव्हिटीज मी शेड्यूल केलेत किंवा जे काही चार्ट्स रिगार्डिंग आहेत त्याच्या, ते सगळे तुम्हाला दिसतात. त्यातले पोल्स तुम्ही सबमिट करायचे, वोट्स. आता मला वाटतं सकाळचा जो पोल होता पहिला लेक्चरचा, पहिला क्वेश्चन, तो एंड झाला असेल. त्याचं टायमिंग 11:45 होतं. सेकंड जो पोल आहे तेवढा द्या तुम्ही, आणि एक क्विज आहे. ती पोल जो आहे तो 12:30 पर्यंत ओपन आहे आणि क्विज 3 वाजेपर्यंत ओपन आहे. ठीक आहे, ओके, थँक्यू.